It's the authenticity of his character. It really is, for all the hoopla and the conflating of American myths. You get who the real guy is, and you get how genuine he is.
Listen, there's a lot of talking in boxing these days, but one thing I love about Tyson Fury is everything that he says, he believes it, and he's certainly going to try to back it up.
And in this era of heavyweight boxing, when the money man isn't scared to take the big fights, it all happens. He's fought Klitschko, he's fought Wilder. There's going to be a Wilder rematch. Might there be a Joshua fight sometime in the future? Andy Ruiz is out there. It's a golden era of heavyweights. Tyson Fury is the leader of the pack, the lineal champ, the #1 heavyweight in the world. And that's a star-making American performance. You couldn't ask for more.
All right, guys, we're just waiting for the press conference to start.
Wilder beats Luis Ortiz. Next time out,
YouTube Live. Appreciate you guys watching. If you guys want to hit the super chat, appreciate that too. Always trying to bring you guys stuff live, and super chat just helps the channel run, man. But I appreciate you guys all watching. Thanks again, and as soon as this gets going, you guys are live watching it. So there we go. Let's talk. What do you guys think? Tyson won second round KO, dominated him. Turned left-handed a lot. I don't remember him being so left-handed. He whooped his ass being left-handed though. He did break the face. That's 100% true. Second round. The fans are going nuts like that. I'm actually see you guys, show you guys some of the left-handed fans. So you guys can see that. All right, let's see. He's right here.
There's that. Like we're connected. Legit.
We are not allowing any filming.
All right, never mind. Guess we're not doing it.
That was me. I'm going, where the hell are you?
Sir. Oh, hey. All right. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. The mic is back. You know, Tyson is in touch with the greatest boxer out there right now. Greatest boxer? Heavyweight boxer or just period? Boxers beat punchers. What was that? I missed that. Boxers. Fury looked great. Yeah, he did. Lots of these punches all day. All the rest of punches. Not convinced on Terrence. He's not convinced on Terrence, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
Alright, guys, we're just waiting for everyone to get here. Hope you guys enjoyed the fight. He busted up Schwarz pretty bad. If Crawford beats Loma and Spence, okay, but he ain't there yet. Crawford and Loma is going to be pretty difficult. Pretty difficult to make there. It's too slow.
Man, he's at his prime.
I don't know how long it's going to take for these guys to get here, but there we are. Alright, so who do you guys want to see Tyson against next? They kept mentioning Deontay. It didn't seem like... I don't know. Didn't seem like anybody. I don't think he said anything after that, actually. Andrew Ruiz against Tyson. Andrew Ruiz is busy, I think, with that rematch, but just put this on me, please. I appreciate that, Richard Money. I appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate that, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys want to hit the super chat, I appreciate that as well. You know, keep the channel running, give you guys all this stuff live and all that, best quality I can. And Fury versus White Thunder match. Maybe. Does Tyson sing at the post-fight press conference? Do you think? I think it might. Hey, no problem, brother. Appreciate you guys watching. Fury versus Loma.
I posted a video on Facebook. I guess they opened a restaurant.
For sure, brother. Appreciate you, Jeremy. No shots at let me see. I think I might talk to Michaela Mayer here. She's over here. What do you guys want to ask? What do you want me to ask Michaela Mayer? You're like impressive. Yeah, you did. I concur. Really look good. I think I'm going to go. Doesn't matter who Tyson fights. He'll beat up everybody. Super bad. Tyson up the can. Right. Let's not get carried away. I don't know. I thought he looked good. Pounded Schwarz pretty bad there.
Oh, I remember that fight.
Oh, here's the Bob father.
Marcos. I got.
The Bob father is here, so I think we are getting correctly pretty soon. Marcos with the crank up that shit over here. Get over here, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be. Hello? Yeah. Is anybody here? Why don't we get some of the fighters who were on the card to come up here to say a few words, and Tyson will be up shortly.
Say a few words about Tyson.
Excuse me?
Talk about Fury, what you thought.
Let me tell you something. I've been around. This guy is, right now, easily the best heavyweight in the world, and he may be one of the all-time greatest heavyweights. I mean, how do you deal with a guy who's 6'9" and moves the way he does? Really, it's something else and something special. You know, and when the fight ends early, you know, he doesn't disappoint the crowd. He does a little concert.
Does he get paid extra for that, or?
No, because he was afraid I was going to cut his pay because the fight only went 2 rounds. So that made up for it.
All those cats are freaking.
Bob, did you think it would end in 2 rounds? Did you see it ending that early?
Well, people were saying that, you know, Fury has been demonstrating since he's been back that he was a terrific boxer and could box anybody's ears off. But nobody realized that now that he's gotten himself into maximum shape, that he's a tremendous puncher as well, and therefore could knock out guys. Look, you know, what you saw, the guy he fought was not that experienced, but a decent fighter. You know, Tyson Fury is going to do the same thing to everybody else that he fights. If, and I believe he will, stay in the great shape that he is in now.
Bob, right here. What did you think about Tyson's fluidity with the left-handedness and how good he looked doing that? Now you have 2 guys that are pretty fluid going left and right-handed with Terrence and Fury.
Yeah, great. Yeah, I know. Terrence told me that he's a little angry that Tyson stole something from him. The ability to go, yeah. I know my wife asked me at the fight, she didn't know he was left-handed. I didn't either. No, he's something special. We're seeing something special, and it's, for me, you know, at my age and the years that I've been in this sport, I look forward to a fantastic ride here.
Bob, a couple things. He said in the ring he wanted to fight again September, October timeframe. What your plan is for that?
That's exactly our time.
And
when Tyson Fury says he wants to fight at a particular time, we all listen and just get the date in the best possible venue. So I think we're looking at the big possibility, Madison Square Garden in New York on the 5th of October.
Anybody in mind that you have?
No, we haven't talked about it yet. Really, truly, we haven't talked about it yet.
And then just finally, you know, when you see him do this tonight compared to how he fought against Wilder, do you think that's just the activity that you're seeing, the fact that he's now back in the regular rhythm?
Yeah, you know, I don't want to take anything away from Deontay Wilder. Terrific heavyweight, big puncher, but you have to understand that in training for the Wilder fight, Fury took off 144 pounds. Now, I don't care who you are. When you take off that kind of weight, you're not going to be as strong as when you are at your natural weight and you put on or take off a couple of pounds.
How would you rate the entire evening, the entire fight card?
I thought the fight card was terrific. I'm sorry I'm here. I'm going to miss 2 more fights that were the swing fights that we didn't get to, but they're going to go on now. A great heavyweight from Philadelphia, a young kid, Sonny Canto, is going to be fighting. Maybe he's just fought already. 2 good fights, but I think it was a very, very good card, and we could see a glimpse of the future when we saw Guido Iannelli. I mean, the kid from Rome, Italy, the Italian Olympian. I think you're going to hear a lot from him in the years to come.
Bob, what were your thoughts on Albert Bell? You recently signed him. A lot of people overlooked him in the Andy Vincent's fight. What were your thoughts?
Well, unfortunately, I mean, this is something that I have to say, unfortunately, in this country, there are a lot of kids, particularly African-American kids, who don't have great Olympic or amateur pedigrees, and they're by and large overlooked. Bell, I think, was one of those kids, and the only reason we started using him is Terrence Crawford's a trainer. Bomac knows a lot of these kids and convinced us to use Bell, which was, he's terrific, shows he's a terrific fighter. Also, Bomac was the one, Ryan McIntyre, we call him Bomac, was the one that put us on with Jamal Herring, who had lost a couple of fights with PBC, and they dropped him. And he had a great story, 2 tours of duty in Iraq as a Marine, and we signed him, and he's a champion today. And I think that's great. There are a lot of kids out there, African Americans, Mexican kids, that nobody is really aware of. And if they get the opportunity, they're going to shine.
Bob, I spoke to Jamel. He said for his next fight, he would like to fight on a military base here in the States. What are your thoughts on that? We see it in other sports that college basketball does things like that. Do you think that we could see Jamel Herring have a fight on a military base given his military background?
We're scheduling his first title defense around Veterans Day. So obviously, a fight on a military base, particularly a Marine base, would be ideal. We'd love that. We'd invite everybody, all the Marines in, watch it without paying. We'd make it a really big patriotic event. But again, these bases have restrictions, particularly, the Marine bases. We tried to have his title fight in Pendleton, and they wanted to do it, but we couldn't get through all the security barriers. All right, here's a young lady who really distinguished herself, a future champion, the woman who's going to popularize the sport, women's boxing, and she's a terrific competitor, a terrific person, and I'd like you all to meet her now. Round of applause for Michaela May.
Hi.
Any questions? No, let us tell us about the fight.
Yeah, so that was my first 10-rounder, but I've been ready for a 10-rounder for a little while now, and I think that I've shown to be a 10-round fighter. I feel like I get stronger as the round goes on, and I think round 10, my best rounds. Wasn't tired, we trained hard, and we had a really tough opponent. She came hard. She brought her best game, pressured us. I knew she was going to do that. I think that top rank has given me really quality opponents over the last 11 fights, which is exactly what I want. I don't want any easy fights. I want to continually challenge myself so that I can get better, because I know I have a lot of tough fights ahead of me, and these are the kind of fights that are going to prepare me for those.
Michaela, so we talked earlier in the week about your defense becoming a bigger part, actually, of your performance. Notice round 4, you were going to the body, and then you went back upstairs, and then your defense took over. How did you feel in the later rounds when Elizabeth was actually pressing you a little bit more to engage?
I definitely felt stronger going into those later rounds. Like I said, I think that I'm proving to be a good pro and a good 10-round fighter. I might have started off a little bit slow, and that's something we're definitely going to go back and work on, picking it up in the earlier rounds. But you know, it's different from the amateurs. I want to rush my shots. I want to be able to take my time and really look. I don't want to throw punches just to throw punches. I want to see what's going on and pick my shots more. So I think that's why I started off a little bit slow, and then picked it up towards the end of the rounds, towards the end of the fight.
Okay, relevant to right. First off, great performance. That was a great fight. So it's been said several times already that you want to change women's boxing for the better, of course. Campaigning for 3-minute rounds as opposed to 2-minute rounds, is this something that is on the table or on the radar at all?
Yeah, so I answered this question the other day. My thoughts sort of changed on that since I've in my second year of being pro. When I first turned pro and I sat down and talked about, and we talked about that 3 or 2-minute rounds, and I'm thinking, well, am I going to get paid more to go 3-minute rounds? Am I going to protest and fight for something and not get anything in return? And so it wasn't really on my mind to push for that. I was just turning pro and transitioning, and I want to kind of feel it out and get my feet wet. But now that I see sort of my pro style, and that I sort of get better as the fight goes on, and I really do want more time. You know, my last few fights were only 8 rounds, and I really feel like if I would have had another round or two, or maybe 3-minute rounds, that I would have stopped those girls. So I definitely would have had more knockouts on my record. And we train hard. I could easily go 10 3-minute rounds. I don't think it would be a problem. And I think with my style specifically, that it would actually benefit me.
Bob, kind of similar question. Can you help in that regard as far as helping Michaela get 3-minute rounds in her next fights and kind of maybe starting beating that drum?
Well, I want to tell you the truth. You know, I see the advantage of 3-minute rounds, and I certainly favor them. But the idea that I would go out and work for the next year and a half to get everybody all these commissions and so forth, to change the rules, to go from 2-minute rounds to 3, I'm not going to do it. For the next year and a half, I'm going to be busy doing what I can to get this idiot out of the White House.
I think over time, it'll change, right? So women are just now making a mark in the pro game. Everything's sort of coming together for us. Promoters are finally picking up their first females. We're finally getting broadcasted on major networks like ESPN. And so it's going to happen. It's going to change. Equality is going to come. I think that we just have to keep getting in the ring and doing our best and showing that we can get in there, we can fight hard, we can put on great shows. And I think it'll happen naturally.
And you saw what happened tonight. You know, we had, in effect, 2 broadcasters, ESPN Linear, ESPN2, and Michaela was the main event on that show. And then we went to ESPN Plus, and because it went past the 7 o'clock start time, ESPN Plus also picked up Michaela's fight.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you're not going to get paid extra.
Negotiate.
Michaela, congratulations on your victory. Just want to know, I know you have a very good relationship with other female fighters such as Clarissa Shields. What do you think needs to happen? It seems like these last couple of years, fighters like yourself, Clarissa, Jessica McCaskill, have really made a lot of noise and brought attention to female boxing. What do you think needs to happen? Because in MMA, females are bigger than in boxing. What do you think needs to happen in the sport of boxing for yourself and these other female stars to get the respect that you guys deserve?
It's happening. Things just take a little bit of time. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but these last 2 years have flown by like crazy. Like, I don't feel like I've been pro for 2 years. And so much has happened in such a small amount of time. And think about another 2-3 years down the road. It's gonna continue to grow. There's no denying this now. The talent pool is way too deep, especially with AIBA finally allowing women into the Olympics for boxing. That really gave us a platform and a stepping stone to come to these promoters and say, hey, look what I've accomplished, look at my resume, and we can't be denied anymore. And the more promoters pick up these females and the more networks say, hey, let's move these females and give them the stage and give them the spotlight, it'll happen. And like I said, it can't be denied because the talent pool is there. And it took the Olympics because in order for that talent pool to be there, the women needed to compete at that world-class level, right? So that's how you gain experience, and we have that now. And I mean, over the next 5 or 10 years, there's no way it's going to wash out the way it did over the last 7 years. There's just too many girls coming up.
And they come from all over the world, which is great. Any more questions? Round of applause for the future.
Appreciate you, Rich. Yeah, if you guys want to hit the super chat, appreciate that. Helps the channel run. And,
But Michaela's right on
That's a
one
love.
thing, all joking aside, that if they made the rounds 3-minute rounds, there'd be a lot more stoppages in women's boxing than there are now when they're only 2-minute rounds. Tough in 2 minutes to get to an opponent and take him out. Imagine if Tyson Fury only had 2 minutes, he wouldn't have stopped Schwarz in the second round.
Evan, call him till Fury's. Call him till Fury's.
He's getting changed right now.
Oh, great.
sounds like Tyson's coming up pretty soon. He's just got to change, so that's cool.
Bob, can we get you to talk about a couple of your upcoming fights? July the 12th in Osaka, Japan. You have Rob Bravo Brandt taking his title over there to rematch Murata. Can you talk about that fight? And then the day after in Newark, New Jersey, the 2016 Olympian and Shakur Stevenson making his homecoming.
Yeah, we're very excited about that weekend. Friday night in Osaka, Japan, Rob Brandt defends his title against Rio Murata, and that fight's doing sensational in Japan. It's going to be a terrific fight. And then the next, and by the way, that fight, there's a difference in time. It's Friday morning in the United States, probably 7, 8 in the morning in the East, 5 in the morning in the West. That'll be shown on ESPN Plus. And for those people that want to sleep more, ESPN Plus will be showing it throughout the day. So that's a good fight. And there'll be probably some good Japanese fights on the card. And then the next night, we're in Newark at the Prudential Center, where the sensational Shakur Stevenson continues on his path. I'm really so proud of the kid. He started, obviously, as a preliminary guy on the cards, and now he's the main event, 10-round fight in Newark. card is loaded, and a week later, another one of our young stars, Teofimo Lopez, fights an elimination bout, against Nakatani. And prior to that, on June 28th, in Pachanga Resort, outside of San Diego, we have a terrific IBF lightweight championship match. Comey, the new IBF champion, fights the ever dangerous Ray Beltran. So that's a great card, and we're very pleased that ESPN has given us the opportunity and the resources to present so much great boxing.
Now, Bob, on that Shakur Stevenson undercard co-main event, you have the bantamweight Josh Greer fighting on that. Can you talk a little bit about him? He hasn't been with Top Rank for too long. Not too many people know about him, but he's somebody that could be making noise here pretty soon. Can you talk to us about that?
The management of Shakur Stevenson, James Prince and Andre Ward told us that they had seen this young bantamweight from Chicago who was absolutely terrific, and they again asked as a son. Here we go. Here he is, the heavyweight champion of the world.
Here we go.
Are we all on, Bob? Ready?
Tyson, you ready for questions? Tyson, you ready? Yeah.
I'm ready. Ready when you guys are.
To your left over here. Just wanted
Kevin Ioli. Yeah. Fire away.
I want to start with asking you about going southpaw in the second round. What was your thought process by switching going to southpaw after you spent the first round orthodox?
I'm ambidextrous. I can go southpaw or orthodox. I can punch with the left as well as the right. I wanted to show a few things to the American public to introduce myself properly. Tonight I showed a little bit of speed, boxing skill, my ability to slip and slide away at punches, and also the ability to finish, which is important.
And how different did it feel having been in a regular rhythm? You fought in December, now you're back, so you didn't have that long layoff. Do you feel that made a difference?
I'm more active now than I've ever been in my full career. Apart from the first year, this is Tyson Fury, he's most active. And I always want to stay active in my career. And I finally get the opportunity to do that. I believe I'm out again in another few months, so I'm looking forward to that fight as well. Next question.
Question for Ben Davis and Tyson Fury's trainer.
Go on, Russell.
Thank you, Tyson. Just managed to get a quick chat with you, Ben, and Tyson showed his boxing skills, showed his evasiveness on the ropes, hurt another opponent, finished him, had the towel thrown in, did it within 2 rounds, sang a lullaby to his wife afterwards, but you told me you weren't that happy with the performance. Why?
No, not that happy. What I said is I'm a perfectionist, so I'm always looking at where we can improve. And obviously I'm happy with the performance, but it's my job to look at where we can improve. If I was just happy with everything, then there wouldn't be no improvement. So that's my job to do that.
Is that why you're a good team, Tyson?
100%, because Ben lines him up and I knock him down. Dream team.
Hey Tyson, congratulations.
Thank you.
You wearing the USA colors, coming out to living in America. I know you fought a couple times in the years before, with Cunningham, Wilder. But did you feel like this was really your entrance and your first time in front of a lot of people's eyes here in America?
I felt like this was my coming out party. You saw me fight in December of last year. I had to lose 147 pounds for that fight, so wasn't that my strongest, or maybe I shouldn't have took that fight as soon as I did after 2 bum fights coming back, but I did anyway, so we're not here to talk about the past. This time, I had enough training time, I was strong, I was fit, I was ready to put on a show. The ring walk to all week publicity, and I felt calm and relaxed, and I'm confident in my own ability. We worked very hard for this fight. I trained in training camp for 8 weeks, and then I came into the camp fit anyway. I didn't have no time off, so I'm active, now I'm getting match fit again. I'm looking forward to the next fight.
Are you basically now planting your flag in the United States and fighting here for the foreseeable future without UK fights?
I think my next few fights are definitely going to be in America. Bob and Frank will tell you more about the details because I'm not 100% on what's going on next and who we're fighting next. But yeah, I think the foreseeable future is USA for sure.
And when did you get the inspiration to come out in that Rocky IV kind of entrance?
I thought to myself, no one's done this before, so I wanted to put on a statement on a show, and I wanted to have fun. I didn't come here to just be dead serious and have a fight with somebody, because nobody's really interested in that. It's another boxing match, isn't it? We've seen 1,000 before, I'm sure we'll see another 1,000,000 throughout history, but it's the character, it's things people don't do. I don't take myself seriously, as you can tell. I'm just a chubby guy who comes and has fun and relaxed. I don't care about fighting, it's very naturally what I do. It's fun and games to me in there. And I enjoyed the ring walk, I enjoyed the build-up, I enjoyed the whole week, and I enjoyed the fight. But like Ben said, it wasn't punch perfect. Although it was a good performance, I still got hit with 1 punch, which is 1 too many, in my opinion. And it was what it was, so we're going to go back and train and get back in the gym as soon as we get back Tuesday. So no time off for you all, Davison.
Thank you.
Sorry, Ezra, but you can't have him back. We've got to go back training on Tuesday. Sorry, Dad. Jobs to do.
I have more.
Tyson, good to see you.
Oh, how are you, buddy?
We're great. Let's be real. Could tonight could have gone any better for you? Getting the victory that you did with your sparring partner, Sonny Kanto, getting the victory following right after you, could have gone any better than what you envisioned.
I thought it went really well, to be honest. I was happy. I'm not going to sit here and complain about anything. It was what it was. It was a good fight. I put on a show for the American fans, and thank you to everybody who came tonight. Thank you to everybody who travelled over and everybody who waited up at home. Because it didn't come on till 5 in the morning, Frank. So all the fans who cheered in around the world done a great job. I was happy with everything that went on, but it's only the start. You're going to see much more of Tyson Fury in US soil, and Bob will tell you more about it.
If Deontay Wilder was watching, what do you think he was thinking watching you tonight?
Where's that question coming from? Can't see you. Oh, there you go. Say that again.
Sorry. If Deontay Wilder was watching, I'm sure he was. What do you think he was thinking watching you do that second round knockout, break his nose?
He was probably thinking, why didn't I think of that entrance? Which I'm sure he should have been. But we've got something better planned for next time, and I'm sure it's going to be a great show.
And also, was it a little bit extra sweeter in a way to take care of you the way you did after Joshua, had his upset?
Yeah, we saw a British fighter travel over to America last week or the week before, and he looked like he didn't want to be in there. For whatever reasons, we're not going to go into that tonight, it's not my concern business. But tonight was Tyson Fury, Las Vegas. It doesn't get any bigger than this. This is the biggest thing that has happened in my career so far. Topping the bill at MGM Grand. I was in the car on the way with my wife, and I said, I think we made it, Paris. She said, why? I said, because we're headlining in Vegas. This is it. And got a good show, and was happy with everything went. All my family and all my friends and everybody who came over, they was all happy with the performance. My brother Shane, my biggest critic, he told me it was complete shit. You're the best! Back to the drawing board for Shane. But it was what it was. Happy with everything.
I don't know if I've ever seen you this excited in a long time. What was the time for you?
I enjoyed every minute of it, I enjoyed putting on the show, I enjoyed being in there boxing, slipping and sliding away shots. I said to Ben before, only an idiot put his hands down try and swerve out the way of shots and then I'll come in and attack. But that's what makes it watchable, because at any given moment I could have been knocked out in there. But it was lucky that I didn't, so that's what it was.
Congratulations, first and foremost. Eliminating the obvious names that always come up when we talk about this after a fight. Who gets you really excited? Like, who do you see coming up? You're a student of the game. Who do you want to beat up?
Anybody of these two guys put in front of me, it doesn't really matter. The outcome will always be the same. Considering if I get fair play, then we'll win. But I feel better with a bit of weight more on me. I put on an extra 10, 11 pounds for this fight than I did last time. I felt stronger and I felt bigger, so I was happy with it.
Well, okay, as a follow-up, having a great night like this, how much does it make the fire burn even more to get your hands on Deontay again?
You know, Deontay Wilder is coming. This fight's going to happen. There was 3 horses in the heavyweight division, and then there was 2. And I already beat him once, so I'll beat him again, and again, and again. And he ain't going to fight 50% Tyson Fury anymore. He's going to get a fully match fit, back active, back sharp Tyson Fury. You know, it's heavyweight boxing, and anything can happen at any given moment, but the way I box and my style, I think it's kryptonite for anybody. As long as they don't knock me out, which you've seen it can happen, but they've got to keep me down. Provided they don't do that, then I'll keep winning.
Ready to front Tyson, right here. Congratulations, that was a nice knockout for you. Happy to see that. My question for you is, as Bob said, you're going to fight another time this fall, and Frank's going to do another bout in Deontay's fight in the rematch with Ortiz. Given the promotion and the hoopla around this fight, what obviously will take place in the hoopla for your next fight, and also for when Deontay fights with the promotion that he'll get in that fight, how big do you think that rematch can be, just in terms of popularity, pay-per-view, all the things that go into a big mega fight?
I think it's the biggest fight in world boxing, barring none. Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, the rematch is the biggest fight we're going to see in the next years, for a few years anyway. I don't see anybody else coming up or can be as big. You've got 2 undefeated heavyweights, Liverpool champion, WBC champion, fighting in their prime. Doesn't get any bigger than this. Heavyweight division, you know, the heavyweight division is back, it's on fire. And it's, everybody wants to be a part of it. You know, you've got a lot of young guns coming up, you've got a lot of second tier heavyweight trying to get into that first tier. There's a close pack hunting us down, but at the minute it's a 2-horse race. So it is what it is.
If I could get just the thought from Bob on that same topic, and Frank also, just on the magnitude of what that rematch could be, given that they're both going to have another fight before it takes place.
Well, and I expect both guys get through their fights, the next fights. The fight will be first quarter of next year, and I really believe, now, I'm not blowing smoke, it's going to be on pay-per-view, and I can't see why that fight won't equal or surpass the numbers that were done on the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. They're 2 little guys, great fight. Mayweather-Pacquiao was built up for a lot of years, but still they're not heavyweights. And they're not heavyweights of this kind of category, and now of this notoriety. The reason the Fury-Wilder fight, first one, didn't do real numbers is because, let's be honest, other than some hardcore boxing fans, the public in America didn't know this guy. They really didn't know him. Now they know him, and after the fight in October, they will know him even more. Wilder will hopefully have a great fight with Ortiz and beat Ortiz, and the rematch, I think, is capable of doing over 4 million pay-per-view homes.
Can I get a hell yeah?
Frank, any thoughts on that?
I absolutely agree with Bob. What he said, it's a huge fight. And what we want for Tyson is justice. He got robbed. No doubt about that. And that fight is robbed. What he's looking for is justice. Fair play. So it's on the level playing field. And he, in my opinion, will cement his legacy of being the best of his generation. He's a great heavyweight. Just think about all what he's been through, the time he's had out the ring, and then look at him in the ring, look how fast he is, his reflexes, his punch power, his boxing brain. He's head and shoulders above all of them.
Right here. Tyson, you said that there was 3 big guys in the heavyweight division. I'm assuming obviously yourself, you were referring to AJ and to Wilder, and you said now there's 2. Do you not make anything of Andy Ruiz defeating? Do you not consider him in that as, you know, the 3rd guy at the top of the heavyweight division?
No disrespect to Andy Ruiz, he's done a great performance, but he's locked into a contract with Joshua. So I don't consider him a part of this 2-horse race now. I think me and Wilder beat Andy Ruiz quite comfortably.
And also, before you walked in, Bob mentioned a possible date of October 5th at Madison Square Garden. Obviously, that would be your first fight in the big room. What would that mean to you? Obviously, that is a closer flight for the UK fans. What would that mean to you to have all those UK fans have a closer fight, flight over to New York and be able to fight in the big room, the Mecca of boxing?
It'd be brilliant, you know. A lot of fans travel here to Las Vegas, so a few hours off the journey, it's close to a 5-hour flight, you know. Gives people an excuse to go to New York, go to Las Vegas. You know, people want to come and see the big fights, and you know, we're putting on big fights now, so all the fans can come and enjoy and have a good time for a couple of days or a week, however long they want to come. So it's fantastic to have the support and all the travelling people who came over, made the effort, spent their money, their hard-earned money, may I say, to come see me fight. I appreciate it.
Tyson, right? You said, you know, obviously Ruiz is busy with the Joshua rematch for the rest of this year, but if he were to get the victory in the rematch, you and Wilder see each other the first quarter next year, is he not basically the next man to, I mean, he has 3 belts.
Yeah, 100%. If he beats Joshua in the rematch, he's next in line. Whoever wins out, me and Wilder will fight Andy Ruiz. I don't see why these fights shouldn't be made. There's nothing I see with Andy Ruiz that makes me afraid. And I think it'll be a good fight, a good matchup as well.
Which one of your suits has been your favorite of this week?
I don't know, I'll let the fans decide, but this is a bit of a showstopper, isn't it? This one. I've been sporting the bare chest and hairy like an animal, so it's all going down in Las Vegas. If you can't fight wearing suits like this, you're going to be in trouble, I tell you.
Bob, you mentioned earlier before Bob, you mentioned before Tyson came in that the next fight in October could be at Madison Square Garden. But is the Wilder Fury fight definitely nailed down as a Vegas fight? Because all those big ones that have made enormous amounts of money have taken place.
I would think, you see, the difference is that if it's a massive fight like this would be, like Mayweather Pacquiao, you know, like Canelo Golovkin was, it belongs in Las Vegas because the casinos bring in the biggest punters, and therefore the prices are sky high. A gate that would do maybe £2 million in the O2 in London, or do $2 million, $3 million in New York, would do $30 million here in Las Vegas. And it has the infrastructure to handle a big fight. So without any commitment from anybody, I would think that Las Vegas would be the likely place for that fight.
Have you already gone into any talks with anyone about possible dates and venues here yet?
Have we talked to whom?
To the venues or about the dates here at all yet? Have you begun the conversation?
We talk to everybody, and we are able to discuss possible dates when it's most appropriate to do the biggest revenue, and then of course we have to match it against the sports schedule in the United States, and perhaps, you know, in the UK. I don't think the Premier League is in championships then. But yeah, because for example, you don't want to put it like in competition to the Super Bowl. And you don't want to put it really in competition to what we call March Madness, which is the college basketball tournament, which is so big. So all of that has to be done. Todd does that. He talks to all the properties. I'm sure the Wilder people are talking to them as well, and we'll have the appropriate place. But I would think it would be Las Vegas.
Can you just confirm that fight with Mayweather and Pacquiao grossed over $600 million US? You think it's that big a fight beyond that kind of scale?
Again, why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be? People always, when I was in the business for many years, always look for the big heavyweight fight. That was Ali Fraser won, did more business than any other fight had ever done up to that point. I can't see why this wouldn't happen. And particularly when it matches somebody from the UK who is not coming over as an opponent, but is a co-equal at least in stature with an American. It's got to, reasonably speaking, do tremendous business on pay-per-view.
They're two undefeated fighters.
Exactly
They're
right.
undefeated and they have unfinished business.
And when the time comes, Frank and I will help sell it. But we got the best salesman sitting between us.
Hey Tyson, over here to your left. Just to ask you about Wilder versus Ortiz. It was a life and death fight for Wilder the last time around. Does that concern you? You're sitting here, Bob told me the other day he thought the fight could do fine there, and you hear him now talking about these massive gains. Does it concern you Wilder is taking such a difficult fight for him against a guy, a big puncher like Luis Ortiz?
No, it doesn't concern me. You know, Luis Ortiz, like I said before, is 147 years old. So Wilder should knock him out quicker than he did last time. I believe Wilder will get him out of there in a couple of rounds. Catch him early, he's gone. He's got no legs underneath the guy, but like I said, he's 147 years old. It was a clash of styles before, first time probably fought Southpaw, who was experienced, so I think he'll get him out of there quite quick. I'm not concerned, but even if the worst does happen, Wilder gets chinned in a round, then when every door closes, another one opens. So what's meant to be will be. We can't alter what's going to happen in the future. We have no control on it. So I only can control myself and do what I've got to do, my end of the deal. And I look to do that in October the 5th or September 21st, whichever one we go on. And I can only do what I can do as a fighter to prevent it happening to me.
First off, I want to say congrats, Tyson. Just want to say you look good out there, my man.
Thank you, Sonny, my man! Big shout out to Sonny Conto, the Bronco Conto. Great sparring partner and a great person to be around. And I'd like to bring him to my next training camp because he gave me some great work.
Tell us about your fight. What happened? Hey,
second round KO, TKO.
You're watching his fight in the dressing room. Two rounds, and you figured 2 rounds.
Yeah. Fouled me.
Good stuff. Congratulations, son.
Okay, I think it's time for the Gypsy King and his entourage to celebrate. So have a great party.
And I think we're going to celebrate with a little song, shall we? Right, I want everyone to join in. Come on, Ben. Come on, Ben, starts off. Where's Tim? Tim? Anybody? Can someone start us off?
February made me shiver
with every paper I deliver.
Bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step.
I can't remember if I cried when I read about his widow bride. Something touched me deep inside the day the music died. All together now. So
But the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, saying this'll be the day that I die. Go, Frank! This'll be the day that I die.
Alright, so thank you all for watching. Appreciate it. Definitely hit the super chat. It'll help people keep the channel running. Let's see what we can get with Tyson actually. But appreciate you guys watching. Subscribe to the channel for sure. Always bring you guys live content, so definitely subscribe if you want all that. Let's see what we can get here with Tyson. But yeah, subscribe to the channel, hit the, all that stuff's free, so I appreciate that.
I got all the stuff, Kasky.
Got it. Have a good one, mate. Enjoy.
We got Ben Davidson over here, so maybe we'll talk to him. Alright, let's see if there's anyone else we'll talk to about. Anyways, appreciate you guys all watching. Thank you very much. Subscribe to the channel. Help keep the channel going. Alright, thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, hit the super chat. Because it all helps the channel run smooth, run good. This is yes, sir. Hey, thank you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Like I said, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the super chat, and get all this work here. Alright, well I'm gonna log off. Thank you guys all again for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. I think. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate y'all. What's up, bro? Thank you guys again. That's it.
STN. They're all here, right? So
Anyway, appreciate y'all. And thank you guys. Thank you guys. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the look at. Oh my. Hey. That's so cool. That's so cool. Look at that. What are you doing? Of course. Yes. Getting a little dangerous there, actually. All right. Appreciate y'all again. And yeah, hit the super chat. Hit the subscribe button. And all that. And thank you guys again. It's far enough away. But yeah, thank you. As soon as we get all the videos will be up. Check all that out. Appreciate y'all.